Hi there. My name is Rashonda Whitfield, and thank you so much for joining me today. Have you all ever experienced a loss so heartbreaking and overwhelming that it felt like your heart was ripped out of your chest? For most of us, that exact moment leaves a permanent scar, and it leaves you wondering, how can I honestly move past this? As for me, I first became aware of emotional trauma when I lost my parents at such an early age. Losing my parents was a pain that I cannot fully put into words. That kind of loss creates a wound that never truly heals. Over the years, I have learned that it is okay to carry both pain and love from losing my parents. However, the ache of losing my parents has left many birthdays, holidays, or even ordinary days become a reminder of absence that can never be filled. So let us talk about emotional trauma. Emotional trauma is something many of us experience, yet too few of us openly talk about. Emotional trauma is a deep psychological wound caused by overwhelming experiences that challenges our ability to cope. It leaves an everlasting mark on our minds and hearts. So today, I want to shed light on emotional trauma, not dwell on the pain, but to offer compassion, gratitude, faith, and even pathways to healing. Emotional trauma can stem from numerous experiences, such as abandonment, abuse, the loss of a loved one, or even chronic stress. It does not discriminate. It affects people of all ages and ethnicities. It may manifest in many ways, such as sleepless nights, extreme anxiety, difficulty trusting others, generational trauma, or even physical symptoms like sickness. However, one thing is clear: trauma is personal. What deeply affects one person might not seem so deep to another, and that is okay. Trauma is not about the event itself, but more so about how it impacts us all. Unfortunately, there is a stigma that keeps many people from seeking the help that they deserve. If no one advocates for emotional trauma, people will continue to suffer from mental health declines, failed relationships and marriages, increased social issues, and more. We must change the narrative. Trauma is not a sign of weakness, and asking for help is one of the biggest steps anyone can take. Together, we can cultivate an environment where talking about emotional health is just as important as talking about physical health. However, trauma is not the end of our story. Healing is possible. It begins with recognizing that what happened to you matters and that you do not have to face it alone. Therapy, support groups, or even simple acts of self compassion can pave the way for healing. So, as I come to an ending, to anyone in this audience who's facing emotional trauma, believe me when I say you are not alone and you are not defined by what has happened to you. Healing is a journey and every step matters. Please let us support each other, speak openly about our traumas without judgment, and create a world where pain is met with empathy and faith is always nearby. Never forget, you are worthy, you are loved, and you matter. Thank you so much for listening and engaging with me today.